One of the things I drill in time and time again with my clients, powerful resumes, more powerful resume bullets have to have quantities or specifics in them. I keep telling you guys this. Why? A recruiter is only spending like 7-10 seconds looking at your resume. And that is because they're looking at maybe 50, 60, 100 other resumes at the same time. So if somebody is looking at 99 other resumes and you look just like the others, then what are the chances that they will remember you? And at the end of the day, these resumes that we send out, we are trying to create trust with the recruiter and the hiring manager. And the biggest, most effective way to create trust is to be unique and specific. Because if you sound vague, it actually makes it sound like you haven't done the work, which is at best a mistake and at worst a fatal misunderstanding. Filler language is a form of hiding. You are trying to blend in with everybody else at the same time, right? Part of you is going to say that by blending in, I'm showing that I'm qualified. They're looking for a veteran of 5 years. Therefore, I should say I have 5 years of experience. And yeah, I get it. But if everybody's showing they have 5 years of experience in the exact same way, what are your chances? Honestly, what are your chances? Specifics make you memorable. Specifics create trust. Specifics prove that you've actually done the work. And the question I asked every single one of my clients was, read this line. If somebody else could say it and have it be actually true for them as well, cut it. Because if it could be attributed to anybody else, the scarce resource of a recruiter's attention is being wasted, lost. And when you lose it, it's not like you get more attention, it's just lost. So you have to cut. You have to almost be ruthless in how you cut everything out. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you are telling somebody that you did, I don't know, a set of tasks, right? You can say something like many tasks, which is pretty generic, but could be true. But people aren't going to be sure if many equals 5 or 500. So being more specific helps. Let's say you do more than 20. Now we're in a reasonable ballpark because more than 20 likely means more than 20 and less than 30. Now get more specific. Say about 20, which means anywhere between 19 and 21. And we are narrowing the focus. But about 20 isn't nearly as specific as if you said 19. Now, if I was going to ask you, which number impresses you more? Hey, hi, I did about 20 of this thing. Or, I did 19 of this thing. Part of you will say, oh, about 20 is the larger number, therefore it sounds more impressive. Yet, I suspect the vast majority of you will focus on the number 19 because it's specific, it's odd, it sounds like somebody who actually did it and counted every single time that he did it. Specificity is the easiest way for you to show that you actually did something. And to go beyond that, I know it's going to be hard for you to always come up with numbers, especially artists, especially managers. And that's why we have to come up with specifics. If you're a marketer, you can say the number of campaigns you run or the effect of how many impressions, views, new users you've acquired, etc. But you can also name the campaigns. You can name the products you launched. Likewise, if you're a concept artist, you can talk about the backgrounds that you created art for, the vehicles, the settings, the clans, cultures, and ideas, all of the different wonderful things you've done that don't have to be quantified, that sometimes cannot be quantified. But remember, the core idea here isn't that you have to quantify everything, but you have to be as specific as possible for every bullet point, because that is how you become memorable to the recruiter or hiring manager, And that is how you easily demonstrate that you did the work. And if you don't, you run the risk of sounding like everybody else. But how do you construct a powerful resume bullet? Now, before we jump into that, I want you to understand that when somebody is reading a resume, it is very unlikely they will read the entire resume. And when they're reading a bullet, it is very unlikely they will read the entire bullet. They will start off on the left side of the bullet and then just quit somewhere in the middle as long as they've gotten the information they need. Therefore, we have to front load the resume and put the most important things up top, and front load the resume bullets by putting the most important things to the left. We cannot have resume bullets that just sound like job descriptions, like responsible for, ... coordinated, ... We want to have words that show achievement, delivered, optimized, reduced, things that show achievement on the left. So we start with the achievement and hopefully have a specific number or title or case to anchor that on. And then we talk about the mechanic, what you did. So achieved X by action Y. And that's it. That is the easiest structure you can have in building a resume bullet, because people aren't going to read the whole thing. So instead of being punished for it, take advantage of it and just front load all the interesting information. Stick it in the front. Front load and put at the front of all your bullets the most important things that you've done. Most important things that you've achieved. All right? Achievements, then the mechanic. And that's it. If you only do that, you're going to be better than 95% of the other resumes out there. Some of you are going to say things like this: I don't have exact numbers. Or, if I use a real number, I'm bragging. Or, am I violating an NDA? Look, at the end of the day, using real numbers and being specific, it isn't bragging. I'm not asking you to add numbers and add specificity to be impressive. I'm asking you to add these details, and details, that's all they are, details, is for you to sound like a real person. Because right now, you are probably not sounding like a real person because AI is writing your resume. And the outcome of that is that you're being ignored. Bragging to me is overstating your level of competence. But we're not actually saying anything about your competence. We're just stating clearly what you have done. Fact of the matter is, if you have worked in the industry for more than 5 years, you've probably done amazing things. You've probably built great systems, launched amazing characters, and even for games that haven't launched, you still have done amazing work with pipelines, with environment art, with ideas, with concepts, with designs that haven't seen the light of day yet. And if you have all this experience and achieved all of this wonderful stuff and are still not getting interviews, well, to me, someone who's coached dozens of people, heck, I've talked to hundreds of people to be honest, then the problem honestly is your resume. Your resume is not doing your background justice. So, if you have a line on your resume that you think is filler and you're looking for advice on how to fix it, drop it in the comments. And I'll jump in and give you some advice there. Pinky swear.